Let us look at the character of Deji Adeyanju, the man who is now the chief attacker of Peter Obi. I'm going to read out what his former enemy, Japhet Omojua, said about him on X. It is trending now. I will read it out to you. It is said that Deji Adeyanju was once in prison over a murder case in Kano. Japhet Omojua wrote about Deji Adeyanju. He said, Deji Adeyanju was prosecuted for murder in Kano. Ask him for his Bayero University of Kano graduation certificate. He even offered to give 200k if you get an original answer. Japhet was saying that Deji Adeyanju attended Bayero University in Kano but never graduated with a certificate because he was involved in a case of murder. Adeyanju went further to say, admitted to BUK in 2000, was behind bars for years. Please contact me if you know more. That was Japhet writing about Deji Adeyanju. I don't know if they are still enemies now. I expect them to become friends now that they are on the same side attacking Peter Obi. We have so much drama in this country. It appears that anybody that has a Yoruba name now either becomes a supporter of Tinubu or you just keep mute. It's unfortunate where we find ourselves. Everybody now does a Yoruba parapo. But how can you parapo for the wrong thing? It is against the philosophy of Omoluabi. That's why some of us are different. When we speak the truth, we will be objective, irrespective of who is in power. Tribalism or racism cannot set any country free. So we cannot follow such trajectory. In the west of Okadibo, if despite your education, your sense of judgment is ruled by tribal and ethnic sentiment, it means that your education is a waste. That is my stand. If you cannot be objective, irrespective of who is in power, the president that is in Asu Rock, irrespective of the religion he belongs, your education is a waste. Now, back to Deji Adeyanju. Was Deji ever guilty? Now, in another post by Omojua, he was replying to one of his followers on X, and he said this: before you let your madness throw you to my part, make sure you are not a criminal like Adeyanju Deji. My people will expose you. That was JJ Omojua speaking. Let us assume that Japhet Omojua was accusing Deji Adeyanju wrongly. Why has Deji Adeyanju not come out to sue Japhet? We have not even heard him speak about the case. There was a conversation Omojua had with one of his followers in his comment section. He said, don't come to my page if you are a criminal like Deji Adeyanju. He said Deji Adeyanju was arrested in the car that him and his gang used for the operation. So these are very, very hefty allegations. But Deji Island was discharged and acquitted. He was arrested and it was reignited in 2018. That was about 13 years after. He who goes to equity should go with clean hands. Such a man, if found lying again in 2025, then it will be good to say he lied over the murder case. Perhaps he managed to escape justice. So there are so many questions that Deji Adeyanju himself needs to be answering. So many questions rather than attacking gentleman Peter Obi, a man loved by so many. Now, it happened in 2005, as I learned. He was discharged and acquitted. But the case was reignited in 2018. And then the general belief was that it was a political witch hunt. But the question people are asking right now is that Yes, government used to witch hunt people politically, but not by slamming a case of murder against them. So, was Deji Adeyanju really guilty of murder and he escaped by the whiskers? Well, that is an argument for another day. But personally, as a psychologist, when I look at a man's eyes, I can tell you what that man is capable of. I can tell you by looking at his eyes. You know, when I was younger in school, my mates would bring me a picture of somebody I don't know in person, and I would tell them exactly the character of that person. So when I look at Deji's eyes personally, when he speaks, the way he focuses, the glaze in his eyes, I see something that makes me uncomfortable about him. Let me just leave that aside so that. But one thing I know is that the type of people you will see one day they are on the side of Atiku, they turn around tomorrow they are on the side of Tinubu. Such men are capable of felony. You should fear them. They can do anything. They are capable of crime. Anytime you see men who don't give a damn what people say about them, who behave like they don't have any reputation to protect, you should fear such men. Certain things shocks me in this country. For instance, Reno Omokri was out there lambasting Tinubu during the campaigns, calling him a drug lord. He even went as far as traveling to his alma mater in Chicago to unravel the secret of President Tinubu's education. And he came out with very, very disparaging comments on TV. We were all witnesses. So when such a man turns around within a twinkle of an eye because they are against to be made, men like Boya, they mix in the society like nothing is wrong. They are capable of anything. A real man of honorable reckoning cannot say one thing in the money, and by afternoon he changes his. Because you will think of your image, you think of what history is going to write for you. You don't behave like an Anini or a Shino Rambo. Before criminals get to that point, they don't care anymore what you say about them. They just want to achieve the goals. It's the same thing. They say in politics there's no permanent enemy. Maybe that is true, but in politics is for the purpose of producing reliable leaders. Reliable leaders should have principles. You should have principles. Let those men speak as they like. If they helped you so much during campaigns, the best you can do is dash them money. That's the only thing they deserve. You don't appoint them to become your spokesperson, and then you close your eyes to their criminality. You don't do that. So the men who are attacking Peter Obi, what is their own character? They say he who must go to equity must go with clean hands. What is the character of these people? You are accusing Peter Obi of fraud, of offering you money, even though you lack evidence to prove it. Come to think about it, Okay Aboyin, a seasoned journalist who said he was the one who brokered the meeting between Adeyanju and Peter Obi, that it was in his presence and nothing of such ever transpired. So he is still shocked till date that Deji Adeyanju can come out to accuse Obi of offering him money, calling Peter Obi a liar. When you see people who turn around anyhow, is Deji a politician or an activist? From what I've read about him so far, I think he's a politician. People should stop calling him an activist. Maybe he's a politician at night and an activist by the day. So he's a politician because there are pictures showing that he was campaigning to become the PRO of PDP. There are facts to show that even in the meeting with Peter Obi, his interest was to go to the House of Representatives. Rumor also have it that during his trial in Kano in 2018, it was Atiku Abubakar who sponsored him to come out of that case. So how can Deji Adeyanju still be regarded as an activist? He is not an activist. He's just an outspoken politician. maybe in the league of Dino Melaye, they speak out boldly, but that doesn't make them activists. So he's a politician, a vocal politician to say. So those who are attacking shall be unjustly, I think it is time to look into their character and know what exactly they represent. So when they start blabbing or ranting, we know where to put them.